So let us start with today's topic, active filters. Okay. So previously we have understood how a peak detector circuit is going to capture a peak value of the input signal and showing at the output side. And also we have seen a relaxation oscillator, that is how we can produce a non-sinusoidal or a square wave output through a capacitor with a beginning saturation voltage. With a simple circuit, we have generated a square wave output, so which is also called as a relaxation oscillator. And now we'll see active filters. What is this filter or active filter and how it is going to work? Okay. So basically, these filters are used in a communication link or channel links. Okay, so whenever a signal is being sent from one uh, position, one place to another place, or whenever a signal has to be sent in a desired frequency, uh, for in that places, in such applications, these filters are used. Okay, like in this we have two types of filters. One is active filter and another one is high pass filter, low pass filter, sorry, a low pass filter and high pass filter. A simple working, a low pass filter is uh, so a low pass filter which passes a signals lower than a selected frequency. Say suppose I set a frequency which should not be more than 5 kilo ohms, 5 kilohertz. I want to transmit the signal, whatever the signal I am getting, I want to transmit them uh, from one place to another place, and that too within 5 kilohertz. Then I will select a low pass filter circuit such that it will not pass higher frequencies than the 5 kilo ohms. That is a cutoff of frequency. So here my cutoff frequency is going to be 5 kilohertz. So this circuit, the low pass filter circuit, will attenuates. Attenuation is nothing but stop. Attenuation is a word which is equivalent to a stop. Okay, so this low pass filter attenuates the higher frequencies than the cutoff frequency. So if I fix some around 5 kilohertz of the frequency, so this uh, filter, this circuit will not pass the frequency higher than this. Okay, it will pass only the frequency below 5 kilohertz. So this 5 kilohertz is called as cutoff frequency. Okay, cutoff frequency. And the uh, stopping of the frequency higher than this is called as attenuation. Attenuation attenuates. Okay, so at very low frequencies, this circuit is basically used for a low frequency uh, devices. So the reactance of the capacitor is much higher in this. That is main reason that this filter, this circuit is going to cut the higher frequency, right? Because of the capacitor reactance is very much higher in this than the resistance of the RC circuit. So here in the entrance of this op amp, we have RC network. R and C are connected in a parallel fashion here. So here the capacitance is much higher than the resistance. So due to this, what will happen? The output voltage is nearly equal to the applied input voltage, and the operational amplifier acting as a voltage follower. Voltage follower is another term for which we use when the output is same as input. The output is same as the input. For such configuration or such circuit, we call it as voltage follower. Okay, this voltage, so this circuit also acts as voltage follower. And one more thing, it uh, prevents or it attenuates the higher frequencies than the cutoff frequency. So it passes only the lower frequencies than the cutoff frequency. That is main concept of this. Okay. Then, so by the name, another type we have here, high pass filter. It is the similar to the low pass filter, but what about the RC network? It has been reversed here, right? C has been put up in the uh, series with the input, and R is parallel here. Okay, here what will happen? The capacitor, and because of this RC, the capacitor reactance is lower here. Capacitance reactance is lower, and R resistance than the R resistance. So here also the same thing will happen. That is, whatever the input is being applied, the output will be equal to that. The output will be equal to that. So this kind is also a voltage follower. But here what will happen, because of this fashion of RC network, this circuit will not pass a lower frequencies than the cutoff frequency. It passes only a higher frequencies. It passes only a higher frequency than the cutoff frequency, and it attenuates or prevents or stops signals with the frequencies lower than the cutoff frequency. Okay, so simple, right? Active filters basically used in a communication system, whereas a signal is needed to be transmitted from one place to another place. During that time, the frequency, the strength of the frequency uh, has to be filtered. And in what types we can filter them? In a low pass filter or high pass filter. By using these two types, we can filter the signal. Then what do you mean by the low pass filter? A low pass filter is a circuit which prevents or which attenuates a higher frequencies than the cutoff frequency, and it will allow only the lower frequency than the cutoff frequency. Okay, and whereas a high pass filter which passes a higher frequencies and cutoffs prevents a lower frequency than the cutoff frequency. So the cutoff frequency is a target. Okay, so I can put any target like a 10 kilohertz or any range of frequency I can put, whereas this low pass filter will allow all the frequencies from 1 to 10 kilohertz, 1 to 10 kilohertz, whereas this high pass filter only allows more than 10 kilohertz. So this is the difference between this low pass filter and high pass filter. So hope it is being cleared. Then we'll move on to the next topic. So the next one is a nonlinear amplifier. A nonlinear amplifier. So previously, whatever the amplifier we have seen, like a active filter is there, it is also using an amplifier. The multivibrators, monostable multivibrator, astable multivibrator, peak detector, many of the topics we have seen, and all they are using amplifiers which are linear output, which are having a linear output. Now, non-linear amplifiers. So then why we require a non-linearity? So this non-linearity will make a used in the non-linearity is used in a balanced bridge networks. So like if you have motors in a AC, if you have a motors, then to make a balanced bridge, that is, suppose take an example of this, what is this called, a stabilizer. Okay, whereas that stabilizer is having the input of some around 230 to 240 volts and output is 240 volts. Now suppose if the input goes to 300 volts or 350 volts, then the output always should be 230 volts, right? So it should balance the bridge between the input and output. So in such conditions, this non-linear amplifier is being implemented into that circuit to control the gain of the amplifier. Okay, so here basically the gain of this amplifier is going to be higher. Then how to make this non-amplifier as a non-linear? That is, in a previous circuits, wherever we have drawn any circuit, they were having a feedback along with the uh, along with the resistance, right? But here we have a feedback, we don't have a resistor, instead of that we have a diodes, right? Diode 1, D1 and D2, and these diodes are always non-linear, they produce a non-linear output. So when we have used these diodes in the place of a resistance, then these are going to generate a non-linearity output at the operational amplifier. Okay, so how it is going to work, right? Okay, so basically it's in a non-linear amplifier. What will happen? The gain value is non-linear. The gain value is non-linear function of the amplitude of the input signal. So this non-linearity is being achieved. This non-linearity is being achieved in amplification by connecting a non-linear devices such as PN junction diode in the feedback path. Okay, so when we connect a diodes in the feedback path, it will uh, create a non-linear amplification. So when the value of the input signal is small, okay, so now when the value of input signal is very small, then these diodes, these diodes acts as a open circuit. It means there is the input is there, but output is open circuit. That is, the diodes are not able to switch on even though the input is being applied. the diodes are not able to switch on or conduct, okay, in a forward biased. Now what will happen? It will be like a open circuit. If it is been open circuit, there is no connection between the output and input. So suddenly what will happen? The gain will be very much high. Whatever we are giving input directly, it is going to the output side, right? There is no feedback is being connected here. It is open circuit. Whatever the output is there, that we are not getting at the input side. So it is open. Whatever we are giving input, that suddenly we are getting at the output. So the gain is very much higher. The gain is very much higher. So because of this, what will happen? The output will be non-linear. How it is non-linear? So what will happen is actually for a very small change in the input, say this is a peak of 5 volts. Okay, now I start from 0 volts. Now I am changing from 0 to 0.1 volt, 0 to 0.1 volt. Then the output suddenly goes double of that. If I go for 0 to 5 volts, the output goes very much higher. The gain, not the output, but the gain goes very much higher than that. So this change, that is, okay, we have written here, you can see that this tends the output voltage to change in the ratio of 2 is to 1. The output is changing with the ratio of 2 is to 1 for an input of 1000 is to 1. Okay, so you can imagine with a very small change in the input 0.001, 0.001, with a very small change in the input, suddenly the output is going to change with the ratio of 2 is to 1. Okay, so output will not be equivalent to the input here. The gain is very much higher. Because of this, the rate of change of output according to the input is very much higher. Since this is happening, the output is non-linear. It is linear. You can understood. In the previous classes, we have discussed about the linearity and non-linear amplifiers. Okay, so linear amplifier which follows, which is equivalent to the input. A non-linear amplifier which is not equivalent to the input, right? So this circuit is producing a non-linear function. Okay, so this, the resistance R decides the compression ratio here. The resistance R decides the compression ratio. That is the rate of change between the output and the input, that is being decided by the resistance here. So the higher the value of R, the lesser the compression we will get, and the lesser the value of R, higher compression we will get. Okay, so a common application of this nonlinear amplifier is in the AC bridge balance detectors that I have told you. Right, so this is about a nonlinear amplifier. Then, so by using this, we'll move on to our next topic here. By using this operational amplifier, there are other two circuits we can apply, we can use for these applications, and those applications are current to voltage converter and voltage to current converter. Okay, So here, so this is a simple circuit where a current source is being connected between the positive what we can say, that is the ground, the positive terminal, which is non inverting terminal, are connected to the ground side, and the power supply, the current source supply is being given to a negative supply, a negative terminal here, inverting terminal. Now there is a feedback path has been connected between the output and input with a very small resistance. Okay, this configuration is also called as trans impedance. This circuit is called as trans impedance. So this trans, what do you mean by this trans impedance? Is nothing but this trans impedance is going to convert a current source into a voltage output, voltage source, current source to voltage source. Okay. Now, how it is going to do that? So here, if you take an ideal trans impedance amplifier, so now this is a trans impedance amplifier which is having a zero input impedance. That is, whatever the input we are connecting to this terminal, it is having a zero impedance. So it means if there is no impedance, then whatever we are giving as an input, completely it is reflecting at the output side, as well as it is having zero output impedance. Okay, so at the output directly we are getting the reflected input. Okay, though then how it is going to be calculated? How the current is converted into a voltage? That is what we are getting at the output side here, V naught, right? What is the input? I, input current, I source. Then along with that, what we have? A resistance of R. Okay, so basically we know that Ohm's law, V equal to I into R. Okay, so we will get the output voltage. So V naught output voltage is equal to I input current into the resistance R into the closed loop gain. As this we have discussed that whenever a feedback is being connected, it acts as the amplifier acts as a closed loop. We will get a closed loop gain. Closed loop gain. Okay, and if there is no path, if this path is not there, the feedback path is not there, it is open loop. Okay, open loop gain. Here it is closed loop gain. Closed loop gain is being denoted as AOL. O means it is completed, closed. That is why don't think that OL is open loop. O is nothing but it is a circle here, not O. A closed loop gain. So how much a closed loop gain that we are getting from this circuit is AOL divided by 1 plus AOL. Whereas the AOL, for AOL is greater than 1, then we will get V naught equal to I into R. So if gain is less, we will get whatever the value that is being converted. So in this fashion, the input is I, current is an input flowing through a resistance, and then with the gain of this amplifier is having a gain of AOL, and then we are getting at the output side. So this V naught is equals to I is in input current into the resistance R into the gain AOL. AOL divided by 1 plus AOL. So in the transistor, we have seen that beta divided by 1 plus beta. That is the gain of that transistor. So in such fashion, here we have uh, AOL. That is same, gain is same. In this uh, amplifier, we have two transistors actually. Two transistors are connected in such a fashion to generate this amplifier circuit, op amp. Okay, so this is how we are getting the output voltage. The current is being converted into an output. Now, the output voltage for this Z, Zin, as we have stated. So, this Zin is going to be R divided by 1 plus AOL, and Z naught R naught divided by 1 plus AOL, whereas the R naught is the output resistance of the op amp, which is 0. So, we don't get anything here. Zin is also 0 input impedance we have Zin, and also 0 output impedance. And this is also called as a trans impedance amplifier. So this is a current to voltage converter, a simple circuit with a simple equation. Okay. Then voltage to current converter. So now this is a fashion where the input is connected, but here it is been connected to the positive terminal again. Here it was negative terminal input, here it is positive terminal, not an issue. Now here feedback is being connected, right? Feedback is also connected from output to the input, but at the output side two series resistance are connected, R1 and R2, whereas a current is going to be flown. So now we need to calculate the current. Input is voltage, and what we require is output current. Then how this circuit is going to convert? We'll see that. So now here this circuit, this voltage to current converter is also called as transconductance amplifier. Transconductance amplifier. This was trans impedance, and this is a transconductance amplifier. Okay, so but here the input impedance of this is infinite, and also the output impedance is infinite. Here we had 0 input impedance, 0 output impedance, but here we have infinite impedance at both sides, input impedance and output impedance. Then how, what are the equations that I will get through this circuit? So I require the output current here. The voltage has to be converted into a current. So I'll write a current equation. I naught is equal to, so as allowing I is equals to V by R according to the Ohm's law. Okay, that is that defining the current, how much current is flowing. So I naught is equals to VI, that is the input voltage, divided by R. Then what is the R? Here it is a total resistance. R1 plus, now again R1 plus R2 is a series. Now at this point we are getting it R1 plus R2 divided by the gain. This gain, the feedback is connected to this. Here we have a gain AOL, or closed loop gain, and here we have input. This input is flowing through this gain. Okay, so what is the voltage on this point is the total input voltage divided by this R1. R1 is the least resistance, we need to calculate upon this R1 resistance, that is, this is the output voltage. Okay, so R1 we have taken up here. Then this, because of this point, voltage divider, right? So here, but we are taking it for gain. So R1 plus R2 divided by AOL. AOL is a gain. So if AOL is much greater than 1, definitely I naught will be equivalent to the V by R. V by R. Okay. V by R. The closed loop impedance, input impedance and output impedance, as we said, it is infinite. So in which fashion we can calculate is Zn equals to Ri. Ri now here it is the internal resistance, the total internal resistance. So that Ri into 1 plus AOL into R1 by R1 plus R2. The same for Z1, Z0. This is what, how we are calculating the current to voltage to current conversion. So what is the current what we are getting from this input voltage? Similarly, the current input and voltage output. So what actually we are getting at the output side? This is the equation. Okay, so this is regarding today's class. We have seen active filters, two types: low pass, high pass filter, very simple circuits. Then a non-linearity amplifier, its application in AC bridges. Then how we are generating, how this circuit is generating a non-linearity between the input and output, that we have seen. And then current to voltage converter, and then voltage to current converter with a simple equations. Okay, we'll continue in the next class. Hope
Excuse
you
me, sir.
have understood everything. If you have not understood, you can ask any questions. But instead of asking question, just type in a chat box. I'm not able to hear you. Okay, my speakers of this earphone has gone. Only mic is working. So I request you to type in a chat box if you have any doubts. Right, and maybe the fees, everyone is telling you peoples about the fees. Please pay the 50% of the fees so that you can continue with the academics, or else there are some rules that is happening. Maybe HOD sir has told you all the rules. Okay, and along with that, now okay, that's it from my side. These videos are uploaded in the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel. You can watch all these videos in the YouTube channel, but only with the links. I have not uploaded them as a public. Many other things we used to discuss in these classes. That is why I have put it as unlisted. Okay, only if you have a link, you can see these videos. If you don't have this link, you cannot find it in my YouTube channel. In my YouTube channel, there are other subjects also based upon ARM, which you will learn in the 4th semester. But right now, this classes videos, I have put it as private. If you have link, then only you can see it. And the link I have sent it into the group. You can see it from there. Okay, we'll finish up the class now.